Welcome back into episode 7 of the Porsche 928 GT series. So in last week's video, you saw me start doing the Cambelt on this car. Now, we've all seen the Cambelt videos online, read the tutorials, and they all look pretty straightforward. What I'm trying to do with these videos, and this is probably last week's, this week's, maybe one or two more, is to show you what it's like when you actually come and try to do it yourself. It's not as straightforward as just, when you read the steps on the tutorials, it looks pretty straightforward. But when you actually come to do it, you've got to try and find the bolt they're talking about. It's stuck, it snaps off, whatever. So I'm showing you a warts and all version, an in-depth, detailed video of how to get it done yourself. The problems I hit, and probably the problems you'll hit when you come to do it. And just to mention, there are members videos, versions of these videos, which are about an hour long each. They go in and show pretty much every single nut and bolt I undo. Very useful if you're considering becoming a member. There's another reason to do it. So please do consider that. In this week's video, by the end of last week's video, I got pretty much probably about halfway through the strip down. In this week's video, I want to continue stripping down, and ideally I want to get to a point where the water pump and the tensioner are out. I'm waiting for the parts from Porsche to rebuild the tensioner, so that'll probably be next week. I also still need to order a water pump, remember. But we're getting there. So let's dive in this week. Please remember, click like, subscribe, leave me some comments, and let's see how far I can get. Okay, so today's mission is to remove the spark plugs, basically to make it easier so I can turn the engine over. I need to get it back to TDC and then subsequently to 45 degrees before I lock the gearbox and everything up, before I lock the flywheel. Let's just take this off. If I can get the top of the airbox off like that, I can tuck this out the way and come off. Right. What's holding this stupid thing on? Is there a cable? There's a stupid pipe attached. I think that's just pressed on, isn't it? If I recall. I think that side's free, isn't it? Yes, it's just this side has a pipe sort of pressed on. There it is. Right. So airbox out the way. Allows me to get to the spark plug 8. Air filter doesn't look too bad actually either. Pretty clean. So that can go there. Right, plug 8 I can just pull out with these. That's it. Right, and then we'll get the spark plugs out in a second. I'll do the same on the other side, and then we can crank the engine really easily. Okay, so now with the car in neutral, all the plugs are out. Cam belts are exposed, or the cams like that are exposed. Cam pulleys. And I can see the harmonic balancer here. Now, ironically, it's only not that far off TDC. I'm just looking for the marker. Which should be around there somewhere. Where is it? Anyway, I need to turn the engine round now so that the marker on the harmonic balancer, 0T, points towards wherever it is, the magic marker over here. Right, it's around this side here. And that'll be TDC. So let's rotate the engine now. So there is top dead center, and you can see here it lines up perfectly. Hopefully it's not too dark. And we'll look at the two cam pulleys. There's the marker here and the marker here, so that lines up. And on the other side, I haven't actually checked, there's the marker there, and that lines up with that. Now there's extra markers on both of these, here and here. Now I bet they're the 45 degree marker, which we're going to rotate it round to now. So just watching the marker and the 45, which I assume is going to be the 45, this yellow mark. And I'm watching the harmonic balancer. I'm just inching it round now. 45's coming up. And that's at 45 almost. Tiny, like a millimeter. There we go. Right, so let's inspect everything. Right, you can see this. Here's the marker, there's the 45 on the harmonic balancer. This cam pulley is exactly lined up, the yellow marker with the little key there. And this side exactly the same, yellow marker with the key on the back of the cam cover. So we're looking at 45 degrees, so we're good. Right, I was very fortunate when I bought this car. The previous owner gave me the locking tool and the Cambelt tensioning testing thing. I actually already have one of these, but it doesn't hurt to have two. So what I'm going to do now is get underneath. I'm going to take out the clutch thing, clutch plunger, whatever it's called, and then this slides in and locks the engine in place on the flywheel. We'll do that, and then I can take the harmonic balancer off, take out the crank bolt, all the pulleys, harmonic balancer, and then that last remaining cam cover thing can come off, and we can get to the goodies. The cam belt can come off and stuff. But yeah, we're getting there. Right, just to help speed things along a little bit, I've undone these bits already. It's the, if I can just get my glove back on, it's the, oh, so I lean on the camera. So you undo a nut that's just up a bolt, sorry, that's up the top there, which is this one. That holds this clutch. I don't know what it's called, you know what I'm like with names. And then we're going to take this out. So I've undone the bolts already. It should just a couple of turns and be out. Right, that's out. So now this all comes out. Jesus, can it be any longer? Right, okay, and that apparently is okay just to hang down. So then we get the locking tool, which is this thing, and that should just slide in. I assume it's probably in about there. Two. Okay, so they're nipped up quite nice. Let's go around and check the engine. I don't know how. There she goes. Just before I undo it, these are at 45. That's at 45. That's at 45. It's locked off. We are good to go, aren't we? So that's cracked it. Now I'll undo it with the ratchet job. Again, don't worry, this is my broken torque wrench. Right, it's just a matter of undoing this crank bolt now, which should maybe a couple more turns. There it is. One crank bolt. Note the direction of the washer, so it's sort of curved side out. I made that mistake when I did the 79 car. It goes like that, curved side out. Now these pulleys, with a gentle tap with a rubber mallet, should come out. Here they come. Right, we're making quite nice progress now. As the other pulley, if I just convince that to come off. There, another one off. All of these I'll tidy up, make them look a bit more presentable. Now the harmonic balancer. I've got a screwdriver just to see if I can wiggle it out. I'm not sure how deep in there I need to go. Oh, it's coming off. Look at that, without any real problems. Perfect. Now hopefully we can get on the back end of this clip that holds the wiring harness to the well, it's pretty much the way the engine, where is my engine lift? There, okay, it's right there, so it's attached to the engine lift. Okay, so that's the, and it may split off somewhere else, but I believe that should be the wiring harness through. which I need to thread back down there now so I can put my Cambelt over it. There we go. Right, so that's free. Looking forward to putting that one back in, I can tell you now. There's going to be a whole load of fun up there, isn't it? Whole lot of fun putting that bad boy in there. Right, that's that wire out. So I think we can now talk about. I'm kind of resisting taking the dipstick off for the minute. It feels very. Oh, okay, just pulls straight out. Brilliant. That is in a bit of a state as well. Oh, he's a big boy, isn't he? Okay, so he's not coming undone yet. Is that a bolt? Can't even see it. Yeah. So that comes undone. That'll be no problem. It's just this one. There it goes. Okay, perfect. I found some. I don't know what it is. It's a pack of something I bought and never ended up using. I think it's like a pressure gauge, which I had some naive thought that it would be good for doing the fuel pressure, and I never managed to get it connected up. Anyway, so that's there, and a piece of wood and a bit of cardboard. So I'm pretty much at exactly the right height, which I'm hoping means I can pretty much undo this, and it just drops maybe a centimetre down. And I don't have to piss around with it later. It doesn't remove this one either. But they're all, I mean, they're loosely in the right place, that's fine. Let's take this one out of here. That should probably be enough to sort of pull that away. And I bet I can get this out now, can I? I bet too much on it, but in theory is that I'll be able to get it out. He's out. He's almost out. Stop him now. There we go. Right. Okay, there's that last cover off. Now that one's made of plastic. Right, we are now in there. Right, feels like we're actually getting somewhere now, doesn't it? So I'm going to undo the 4mm little tiny. I'll take my gloves off for this. 4mm bolt on the end of here, which is the strip that detects whether the Cambelt is loose. So I'll take that out and put the, get out of the way, and then put the 4mm thing back in so we don't lose it. That's good, that's that done. Happy with that. Then we have the tensioning bolt on the back of the tensioner. Now, in all the guides I look at, they say it's 13mm the lock nut, but mine isn't. I'll tell you that now. Because I've got a 17mm spanner, and that's working on it. So what I need to undo is this one. This is the lock. Sorry, I've undone the lock, and now I'm pulling it back, which should, let me just think which way around. Yeah, that should loosen it, shouldn't it? Because that'll pull the arm away, pull the pulley away, which makes it all get slacker. And that's as far as I can undo it now, so it must be as slack as possible. And I don't know if I'm supposed to take the little strip in there that detects if it's a loose Cambelt, if I'm supposed to take that out yet. I can't remember. But the belt is probably loose enough to take off the cam, so I think I can thread it off of here now. Yeah, it's definitely loose enough to get off because it is off. What I don't have is the tensioner out. Because I can't get the belt out until the tensioner's out. Let me quickly go read about that and make sure I'm doing this in the right order. No, it's not done, is it? There we go. My God. Oh, yeah, someone stuck sealant down it. Thank you, whoever that was. Thank you very much. Right, let's put the bits back that I took out so we don't lose them. It's going to be burning hot, of course, I know, don't worry. That goes on there, which I'm going to have to replace that because that's, I think, actually it's probably okay, isn't it? I've not completely killed it. And this goes in here somewhere there. So pop that in there if I can, with the gloves on. So put in my parts box, the bits I've taken off. That can go in there as well. That needs straightening, I need to remember, but later. And we're getting there again. Now, we can take the harmonic balancer off. We're just taking that shroud thing off, what you want to call it, just to note the side of the pattern. It dishes outwards. When I come to put that back on, please remind me in the comments. And the belt should just come out now. Oh, I need to do, there's one more thing. Will I show you? So threading the Cambelt off, it's got the wiring loom here. There, okay. Cambelt can come off of that, and then it's just a matter of threading the Cambelt out of there like that. Stupidly, I feel like I've done something impressive, but all I've done is actually take a Cambelt off. It's not straightforward. So my Cambelt from the 79 car, which I cut off, is sitting here. So I'm going to put this one up there with it, and it's probably why it's cut. Oh, pardon me. It's probably why it's cut to fit through this this hook I've got up here. But I just put it up like that. So it's like a war memento, isn't it? I've got various things. There's a water pump up there, and a couple of cams from an old 911, and there's a door card if anyone wants to buy a pristine door card from an early car is up there. A grill up the top there. It's all various little bits and bobs. Great, we are almost at the bottom, aren't we? I've just got to take the belt tensioner off and the water pump out. I need to drain the block first, don't forget. Yeah, take those off, and then we're at like the bottom. Then what I'll do is start putting, well, I'm going to rebuild the tensioner, all those parts come in a few days. Put a new water pump on, still need to buy a water pump. Put those back on, and then I think we're building back up. And I think while I've got it in this state, I'm going to double check the aircon pump I've got over there and see if it's the correct one. If it is, I'm going to swap them over now because it's all apart and I can do it a bit easier. Right, I think that's as far as I'm going to do this week. Not bad, getting there. Very relieved that the oil leak is just the sump. I was warned, you know, it's the sump gasket when I bought them. I was told it was the sump gasket when I bought the car. There's just too much oil sort of up higher in the engine at the front there. But I guess it's the air coming underneath. There is no undertray on this, so the air probably comes up underneath and it's flicking it up by the oil pump. So pretty relieved with that. I mean, we won't know for sure until I get the car starting again. I've got oil and plugs and everything has just arrived, so that'll be coming up soon as well. I can do a full oil change with new plugs. The points look pretty good, so we're leaving those. But yeah, quite pleased with that. I think off camera, I'm going to tidy up, I can't even see where I put them, the pulleys. I'll strip those down, spray those so they look nice. I'm tempted to get that last plastic cover, you know, the very last one that's up against the block. Get that off, and it's got a crack, and I can plastic weld that, you know, with a soldering iron and some plastic. You can kind of spot weld it back together. I might do that quickly off camera as well. Other than that, I'm fairly happy with what's going on down there. It's slow, but we're getting there. Anyway, let's wrap the video up there. Hopefully it's been useful. Hopefully you're enjoying seeing a little bit more in depth. As ever, click the like button, subscribe, leave me comments, and I'll see you next time.